What's going on here? Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Akkad. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone that taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the brothers, to the Akim spread across the four corners of the earth. To USA Shalom, this is your brother, Yakar Abin from Great Millstone, Houston. Peace and salutations. I haven't decided a name for this lesson yet, but we're going to start out by, let's see what we got. Let me get my spelling ain't all that great, but we'll get it. Isaiah 28:10. Isaiah 28:7. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink, are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way. Through strong drink, they err in vision. They stumble in judgment. It said that the priests and the prophets erred through strong drink. They're not talking about some Hennessy. They're talking about these different philosophies going away from the truth. Strong drink, gross darkness to people. For the tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Them that are weaned from the milk are those that can get a deeper, that have the milk. They're able to digest whole food. You know, a babe has to suck off the milk. You can't just when a babe comes out, you can't just give him a chicken bone, a chicken leg, and tell him have at it. He's got to, or he or she, an infant has to go through the process of learning how to digest food, and it starts out with the milk. It starts out with the milk. So you have to get the milk first before you can get any deeper understanding. So, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here little and there little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye must cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. But the word of Yahweh was upon them, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here little and there little, that they might go and fall back and be broken and snared and taken. Therefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people, which is Jerusalem. So, understanding the scriptures, you have to do what I guess I've heard him say. Vocab alone calls it Hebrew hopscotch, but it's actually the Holy Spirit dealing with you, showing you the precepts. Well, I wanted to show that this Isaiah 14 is not talking about some red devil in a jumpsuit under the ground somewhere with a pitchfork waiting on niggas to fall. For the Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were. They shall rule over their oppressors. It shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. Thou shalt take up a proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, that golden city ceased? The king of Babylon is the king of what is America. Is Esau, Edom, ruling over America. I mean, if you don't understand that America is Babylon, then this is really not for you. I mean, it's really not for you, because they don't even know what a woman is. Is it, if you can identify as a woman, you can identify as a dog, a cat. If that's not fucking confusion, I do not know what it is. But anyway, back to the lesson. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. Okay, who could that be talking about? Who is ruling the nations with anger, with wrath, with a continual stroke? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in singing. This is talking about after you devils go down. This is saying that he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Now, once he's taken down, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. Everybody's going to be singing. So yeah, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. It's saying even the trees going to be happy when your ass comes down out of power. Is that hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. So all the kings of the nations are going to raise up and be happy when this devil, this cracker, is taken out of power. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You see how what was it? Donald Trump said all the nations with black folks running them was shithole nations. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. How you gonna be? You gonna be reduced to a shithole nation? Well, actually, you're gonna reduce to no nation. You're going into slavery. You're gonna build up our kingdom. So we're not gonna have no shithole nation. You're gonna be doing all the shithole work. You're gonna be doing all the shithole work. You're gonna be cleaning and digging holes and burying bodies and shit. You're gonna be a straight up servant. But anyway, back to the lesson. How Art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? Okay, let's look at that word. Lucifer, light bearer, shining one, morning star, Lucifer, the king of Babylon. Okay, this is not talking about some individual in a red jumpsuit, red leotard with some horns on. Man, let me get that for you. Lamentations 2:1. So this is going to explain to you that being cut down from heaven is not talking about kicking the red devil out of heaven. And no, that's not what that's talking about. It's talking about taking his devil out of rulership. Let's read it. How have the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remember not his footstool in the day of his anger. So what? Okay, so was Israel cast down from heaven unto the earth? I mean, what does that mean? That means that Israel was in rulership. Israel was in rulership, and the Lord, in his anger, took her from being rulers to being slaves. So how hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven out of earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger? The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and have not pity. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah, and he hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. That means power. Okay, let's look it up. Horn, implication of flask, cornet, resemblance, elephant's tooth, ivory, peak of the mountain, ray, figuratively power. He have taken all the power, strength away from Israel. He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. He hath drawn back his right hand from before the enemy. He burned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devoureth round about. He hath bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary, and he slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle and the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. See, this is talking about the Lord taking Israel out of rulership and putting them in slavery. So let's go back to Isaiah 14. Okay. Okay. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread under thee, the worms cover thee. Oh, that means confusion or decay. The pomp is brought down to the grave. The pride of America is being brought down. Yeah, look at it. Look at the decay of this so-called system. You got Joe, Sleepy Joe. He don't know where he's at half the time. And you got Camilla Harris. Shit, is she even still around? I hadn't seen. All I see is her grinning. She ain't never saying nothing. But anyway, yes, this place is corroded. You can't even drive down the streets without hitting potholes and shit. But hey, it is what it is. The sooner the better. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. The stars of God are the 12 tribes of Israel. You go back to Joseph having a dream where he was going to rule over his brothers. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yeah, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So who is this talking about? Oh my God. You got planes, spaceships. You want to go up into the air. You want to monitor the people. You want to put chips in everybody's body so you can monitor their greenhouse gas emissions. I'll just be coming up with shit. But anyway, yeah, thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not his houses of his prisoners? Okay, so who dropped bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Was it a devil with horns and a red leotard? No. It was this cracker. This American proud ass cracker. Edomite. Yeah. Joe Six-Pack Edomite. Talking shit. This penal colony over here in the United States. All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. Yeah, everybody's going to be watching this place as it burns. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, to go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity, sin upon sin, I want. Perversity, depravity, iniquity. Yeah. So we're gonna prepare slaughter for his son. So this red devil and a leotard, he got children. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So if I'm reading that right, that means that you do have to pay for your father's sins. You can't get away. I mean, all of this shit that the Edomites have done to the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, somebody's got to pay for that. And it's got to be you, because this right here says slaughter, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So that means you don't get off the hook. But anyway, back to the lesson. This is not talking about a red devil with a leotard. This is talking about the so-called white man, the Edomite. These Edomites running around proud, talking about make America great again. Yeah, America was great when you had our people in hardcore slavery. So guess what? Prepare slaughter for his children, which is you, for the iniquity of their fathers. When America was great. When America was great, you had your foot in my people's neck. So guess what? There will be a recompense. For I will rise up against them, says the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. We doesn't sound very good for y'all. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. So it's gonna be horrible, but hey, it's talking about you white boy. It's talking about you. It's not talking about, you know, some other worldly being. It's talking about you. So you're gonna have to pay for what your fathers did. You know, you can't throw up that, well, that was back then. That was back then. I didn't do none of that. No, we ain't trying to hear that shit. You're gonna have to pay. You are going to have to pay. Well, I guess that's gonna we're gonna shut it down for the night. So let's say this is your Carl Alban from Houston, GMS. Shalom. Shalom.